Welcome to the Monday Monologue. And today I want to talk about projects. Yes, we are back at it. I know really didn't get off to a bang of a start this year. I had some things going on in my real life, had some family stuff, had some business stuff that I had to deal with, but got all that behind me, ready to jump into getting these projects. First, make sure you go to the community part of my channel and check out the poll. I want to hear from you guys what you want to see built next. And if you look at the previous poll, I did exactly what y'all said you wanted to see. Y'all wanted to see preamps. By God, we built preamps and we reviewed preamps and we did preamp shootouts and we did preamps until we were preamped out. Also wanted to see some DIY speaker stuff. Built Danny's little desktop minis. Showed you how to DIY speakers. And we still got some more to do on that. But next we want to build some amps. This 47 amp using globe tubes. I'm doing this for me. Y'all are going to get to follow along. Got my Hashimoto output transformers, got my Hammond power transformer and choke and stuff. I'm ready. Got my tube sockets. Everything's ready to go. We're going to do this one more kind of a vintage theme. Got this super nice chassis that has the top plate bolts on like this is a separate piece. It's got a bottom piece that bolts on the same way with these flathead screws. It's a super nice chassis. I think I showed you the kind of cool steampunk looking little milliamp meter that I've got, and I'm really trying to give this thing a vintage feel. So I think this will be a kind of a departure from my kind of signature trim rings with the black cam chassis kind of look. So that's going to be fun. The other thing is I want to thank all of you people that have been giving me donations and have sent me gear that just said, hey, you can just keep it. Had a guy last week come by and gave me an awesome pair of Klipsch core speakers that he didn't need anymore. And thank you, Oak Mountain Man. That's the handle he uses in YouTube. And had a lunch with him, met his super nice wife. They got to hang out, pet Dolly and stuff, so that was really fun. And that's part of what I love about this community is it really is a community and it's a shared interest. And especially with COVID, a lot of this stuff's having to be virtual. Hopefully we can get past this and maybe have some meetups with bringing different amps and stuff and kind of do a Burning Man East. I just thought about being able to do something like that, but that might be kind of cool to meet somewhere, everybody bring out their, home-built amps, have some speakers we can hook them up to, do some listening time, and just have some fun, with that sort of a thing. And might be able to host that locally here in Atlanta. So that's something fun we might be able to do once we kind of get past this pandemic. The other thing is I appreciate everyone being okay with me doing my little affiliate program. I hope you'll check out my store, especially if you're going to be buying some of the things like the voltage regulator that I mentioned for using with China amps, or if you're going to be buying a soldering iron, or you're going to be buying a flute meter and some of the other stuff that I use. I specifically picked out the items that I use and endorse, and they're in my store, and I'll put it in the description. And anything you buy through my store doesn't add anything to the cost, but I get a little bit from it, and then you're supporting my channel without it costing you any money. So that's a kind of a win-win for both of us. And speaking of that, I know we've been doing some music selections, and I haven't told you about this gold mine that I found earlier this year. It's on Amazon. And it's this group called Blue Note Records, the Tone Poet series, I think is what they call it. And here's what they look like. These are the three newest one I've got. And let me see, they're mastered from the original analog tapes. And they've got different people. Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio is doing some of them. They're manufactured on optimal 180 gram vinyl. And I'm telling you guys, these things sound amazing. I don't know how they're doing it, but there is absolutely no surface noise on these LPs. And they are some of the best masterings of anything that I've heard. And what's amazing is these recordings were sometimes done in the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, and they sound better than the stuff that I'm hearing put out fresh today. And so these guys are knocking it out of the park. Now, I'm not a big fan of all of the music that they're doing. Some of it, I still haven't really warmed up to the whole kind of, I call it avant-garde jazz that's real, there's no melody to it, I don't feel like, and people are just kind of playing stuff, and I know some people like it. I haven't really got into that yet. But they also have what I call just melodic jazz, stuff that sounds, it's not smooth jazz, but it's not that esoteric kind of jazz either, that maybe one day I'll figure it out how to enjoy that, but right now, just not my thing. So anyway, here's my 3 selections for this week. Ready for Freddie from Freddie Hubert. Super awesome. Got trumpet, piano, bass, drums, tenor sax. Got Wayne Shorter, Art Davis, some great names. Thing sounds freaking amazing. The next one, 6 Pieces of Silver Quintet. And again, trumpet, tenor sax, piano, bass, drums. Just sounds great. Really fun music, upbeat. I think this looks like it's recorded in the late 1950s. Just really cool stuff. The last one is Destination Out by Jackie McLean. And got a trombone, alto sax, got a bass, of course, drums, of course, but just really fun music. And again, I think this is around that same time period, probably in the late 1950s, maybe the early 1960s, and that seems to be where most of these come from. And again, I don't know who's making these. Like this one says made in Germany on the back of it. Trying to see. Still says Kevin Gray from Coherent Audio. Kevin Gratz, you knocking it out of the park with these things. And like I said, whoever's manufacturing these, they have like 0 surface noise. And the dynamic range is just insane without being compressed. This is some of the best sounding vinyl I found. I'm going to put the links to these 3 that I just got. Again, these go through my affiliate store, so if you buy some of these to try out, and you can listen to them on Amazon Prime if you have that first, and see if you like this kind of music. And then if you do, buy the vinyl. The vinyl blows away what you get off the streaming service. But I'm talking to the choir here. I know all you guys understand how great vinyl is compared to digital. So anyway, that's probably going to do it for this week's Monday Monologue. Hope you're enjoying my content. I try to keep it fresh. I'm really trying to kind of expand out into things beyond just tube audio because there's so much more out there that we can enjoy. And I'm probably going to get into how I'm going to modify these Klipsch Chorus speakers to work in my small room. And here's a picture of the speakers in my living room. And you can see these things are monsters. And I feel like they were probably designed for a much bigger room than any of the rooms in my house is. But I'm also not going to stop trying to figure out how to make these things rock in the environment that I want to use them in. So stay tuned for that. Hope you're enjoying my channel. If you are, please subscribe. Trying to get my subs up. Almost near 3K. That's going to be a woo once we get there. So thanks again for the subs. Thanks again for the likes. And we'll see you next week for the Monday Monologue.